Yum.
Hey guys, hope you are doing great. Oh, hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm all right. Hope you're doing good today. My name is Melody Johnson, and I am the host here at Sizzle Serve Yum, where we show you one keto and carnivore dish at a time. But this particular channel is going to talk about if you're transitioning from keto to carnivore. I'm also going to be showing you some of my keto slash carnivore lifestyle, and I'm also going to tell you some cool recipes in the process. So let's go ahead and talk about our friend here, Joanna. Hey, Joanna, how are you? Hope you are doing good today. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Joanna said, "Did you say cardboard diet?" No, I said carnivore diet. If you, I'll make sure I put the volume up. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. All right. So, this particular stream, I wanted to be able to show you how you could do this on a budget. And we all know that meat can be pricey, right, Joanne? And so sometimes you have to get a little creative, right? Sometimes you can't just sometimes you can't just go and start shopping because that's when the overwhelm can set in. I've been on many a diet. I've been on Weight Watchers. I've been on Atkins. I've been on South Beach diet. I've also been on Jenny Craig for a little bit. And all of the things that I found was consistent was I didn't have like a backup plan. I didn't really plan things out. And how I came to this realization was because when I did do Atkins, I planned that out and I also journaled. And so when I was doing this, I was cognizant of what I was eating during the week. And so that's when I realized I got to get back into that same pattern while I'm doing this. But the cool thing is, keto it's a little bit different, but with carnivore, it's very, very simple because all you're eating is meat. Joanna says, I was just picking. It's all right, Joanna. So I'm going to show you real quick. This is how you can plan, save money, and eat like royalty on the carnivore diet. And this is exactly the strategies that I've been using before I go shopping. And I also use this when I know I'm getting off track or I'm possibly getting off track. I always go back to these facts. So you're going to learn from me tonight how to plan and how to shop for the meat, right? How to budget your meat intake that you think you might eat, and then, of course, where you're going to purchase this meat at. So, before you go to the store, of course, we said you have to plan. This is a necessity. Like you have to be aware and you have to plan for something like this. If you don't plan, what's going to end up happening is you might buy other things that are not part of the carnivore diet that you thought was part of the carnivore diet. And I got to tell you, when you do this, hold on one second. When you do plan, that means you will plan on being successful. So I read a little study that I thought was really interesting. 65% of people that go on diets, they usually fail if they don't plan and they actually gained weight within 3 years or less. So I don't want y'all to be part of that statistic. I certainly don't want to be part of that statistic. So that's why I came up with this. All right. So the first thing you're wanting to plan out is where you're purchasing your meat from. Some people will go to a butcher. They know a local butcher. If you can shop local, that's awesome because you can support your local butcher. You're supporting a small business. But if you can't do that, totally understand. You can go to the supermarket like how I do. Let's see. Joanna says, or just get what looks yummy. Well, for me, yeah, but you got to be careful with that too because there's some meats that you may want to stay away from, like processed meat. You want to stay away from like stuff like hot dogs, deli meats. You want to stay away from anything that's processed like that. You need to like stay away from. Thank you, Joanna. I appreciate it. So, where are you purchasing your meat? All right. The next thing you've got to take into consideration is how much money you're spending when you're doing this. So sometimes I go up to twice a week. I'll go shopping for my meat because I want to make sure that my meat isn't going bad during the time that I have it. So to save money, I'll just buy what I need for at least 2 days, and then I go again and I'll buy whatever meats I need for the rest of the week. Uh, let's see. Hey, we've got Rover. Hey, Rover, how are you? Hope you're doing good. And then Joanna says they give me migraines. What gives you migraines? Are you talking about like hot dogs and deli meats? Is that what you're talking about? Let me know in the comments. All right. So yeah, Rover, I'm over here talking about how you can budget and eat like almost like royalty on the carnivore diet. That is what I'm doing right now. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I actually eat myself that I actually bought yesterday. Yeah, I bought these items yesterday, and I'll be able to stretch these out for the next 3 days. For the next 3 days, and I'm going to show you in a second. Let's see. Oh, okay. Joanna said yes. So processed foods like sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, those things give her headaches. It's like artificial flavors. Yeah, there is something in it that can cause that. I noticed that for me, those products sometimes have sugar in it, and that's what causes the trigger for me to want to eat other things. So I stay away from those. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I used to be a big girl. Like, I love hot dogs. Like, when it came to going on to the grill, July 4th is rolling around, I wanted the hot dogs, I wanted the sausage. But then after coming onto the carnivore diet, I realized all of those have a lot of fillers in it. And so you have various meat, which is fine, but it's the other stuff that's being put in it too that is just not good for your body. And so I stay away from it. Let's see. Okay, so Joanna says I can do it in moderation. Yeah, moderation is always good. Moderation is always good. You're gonna find that in this one, it's moderation too. Let's see. I just had a Sam's Club delivery. What did you have from Sam's? Sam's is also a great place to probably get your meat from. I've never shopped there, but I do know of friends that do. All right, so I was going to show you the how much are you spending, right? We talked about you shop twice a week, right? For me, I spend between 35 to $60 a week. This was the most expensive week because I got different cuts of meat. I actually got I found a sirloin steak for a really good price, which was several. And so I went ahead and I wanted that. For me, that's a treat. But you could use like the store apps ahead of time before you go to the store. Go to an app like Kroger or Walmart, and I'll show you on my phone. I'll show you right now. It has on the Kroger app, you can kind of go in and it'll show you. And I can't show you the top part. Of course, it's going to say we're experiencing difficulty. All right. You have like little digital coupons. Let me show you right here. You have like digital coupons here on the bottom that you can choose from. And that's going to help you to also save money because now you're loading those coupons to your app so that way you'll be ready when it's time for checkout. Let's see. One item was pulled pork. Oh, that sounds so good. My mom knows how to make roasted pork. She calls it pernil. So it's a Spanish roasted pork is what she used to make. It always made the house smell heavenly and it would just fall off the bone. And Rover also said, we'll be making barbecue pulled pork later in the week. That sounds delicious. And that's also a great meal to use because you're able to stretch that across not just one day, but you could have that for like up to 3, maybe 4 days. You could have pulled pork sandwiches. You can have lots of different pulled pork type of dishes to go along with it. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, mine is gonna be a little different. I'll tell you in a second what it is. All right, so we talked about the things that we would eat. Oops, hold on a second. Uh, so we talked about the apps, but now I'm going to tell you this is what I bought last week. This was how much my total came out to for food. I got one pack of 12 drumsticks that was $5. And I can prove it to you. I have this right here from Kroger. I went and I shopped for the same pack of chicken every every time. So you get all of this chicken, and this chicken is $5. You can see that yellow sticker on there. I'm always looking for the sale stickers like this because I know that the meat, they need to get rid of it. Either they have too much or it's going to be soon that it will expire. So I go and I grab those meats so I can eat, and I'll cook them the same day. So that's how I save on that. So with the chicken drumsticks, you got for $5. And then chicken thighs, I don't have that because I ate it. You have the chicken thighs. That one is for $6, and that's a pack of 8 chicken thighs. That can be stretched over 3 days as well. If you have 2 chicken thighs and maybe a few drumsticks along the way. And then I went ahead and I got sardines. Sardines are great omega oils in it, and it also has great vitamins for your brain, right? That's going to actually give you the fats that you need to sustain you through the day as well, because even though the drumsticks and the chicken thighs are a dark meat and that has more fat in it, the sardines is also going to help sustain you for the next few hours. I've only had sardines one time, and that's helped me get through all the way from breakfast, which was like 6 o'clock in the morning. I had these sardines, and I really wasn't hungry until 6 o'clock the afternoon. But that's because I've gotten used to being on the carnivore diet. Let's see. All right. You've got what's Rover saying? With roommate and I, it's gonna be 2 days max. So that thing is going to be done in 2 days. Well, that's good. You're not wasting any food, and that's essential, right? With the French press suggestion for the coffee, and it only makes 2 cups of coffee. Hey, that's a perfect serving for you and your roommate, and you could have this pulled pork. That sounds delicious. I wonder, Joanna, do you like pulled pork? I'm just curious. All right. So also, then you have steaks. Now, steaks are, of course, going to be a more expensive cut, but sometimes I find the steaks on sale. And let me tell you, your girl found some. I found cube steaks. There were 4 cube steaks. No, actually, excuse me, 6 cube steaks in this pack, and I got it for $5. It was probably $5.20. And so that was yeah, that was my my total for last week's meat grocery run. That is exactly what I got. So, yeah, so you have to figure out about how much you would like to eat. And I stood with the same things for a very long time, and that actually helped me to be able to sustain the diet. It was a familiar food, it was foods that I already knew how to cook, and then they were easy foods for me to also make in the long run. Okay, let's see. Rover says 2 cups of coffee is not enough for me. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, all right, you might be like, all right, what are you getting? You get the cheap cuts, like I just told you. Get drumsticks that has fat, because that's a dark meat. Get chicken thighs that's has quite a bit of fat, and that's a dark meat as well. The sardines, and of course, don't forget your eggs. That's going to be the cheapest out of all of them. Your eggs is actually going to help sustain you if you need to snack. If you want to add that to your meals, that's going to make you feel fuller for a longer time. And you can add a little bit of butter on top of the eggs to give you a little bit more fat to sustain you for the rest of the day. Let's see. Rumi hasn't been feeling that well. Last night made him ginger tea in the French press, and I think it helped him a bit. First of all, I used to love using ginger for tea when I had an upset stomach, and it used to help. Oh, I hope your roommate feels better. I hope they feel better. All right, like I said, use butter in cooking your meats, right? When you're using butter, again, extra fat, that's going to help you to be able to sustain you for what? For the rest of the day. And it's helped me out. I've gotten a lot of great advice from many of the doctors that are here on YouTube. And that's how I developed my own way of budgeting. So I'm just going to show you, there was like a sale for this bacon. I got this bacon, right? And this bacon, it says it's humanely raised. There's no antibiotics, no growth hormones. And then also, what I like to do is I like to see if there's any nitrates in there because those are cancer causing agents. And then I also look at the back. So sometimes I don't always get it right. Remember, I've only been on this for 21 days without sugar, without caffeine. So this has helped me. But if you look, you gotta look at the back of the ingredients. This one says spice extract. Mm, you know, for me, I'm gonna probably stick to this one because it's in my budget. So this was two for $5. Two for $5. So bacon can go a long way. One pack could equal two meals for me. And then since Alyssa's also doing it, that means both of those packs are great for 2 days. So I have 2 days worth of meat. All right, here's what I'm talking about when I'm saying looking for the cheap cuts. All right, so I found that this was for original, and I'm going to show you. This was $37.77. I was not going to spend that amount for steaks, but I was for $24.17, and I had a $4 coupon. So because I had that coupon and I had the reduced sticker, that is why I bought this steak. And this is actually a good cut. This is a beef loin strip steak, which are usually pretty expensive. And then using this type of meat, this is going to sustain you too, because as you can see, it has a nice marbling on the side there. That's going to help with being able to make you feel fuller longer. Yeah, I encourage you, eat the meat, eat the meat. Let's see. You said now times two. What do you mean now times two? Oh, you talking about the price of the steak? Yes. So if you go to the store, sometimes the prices are outrageous, Joanna. They're like $40, almost sometimes close to 50. And then sometimes they're like prepackaged from like maybe another place. Oh yeah. Yeah, the doctor appointments now times two. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So you said you and Minnie Mel. Yeah, so we're going ahead and we're doing it. Alyssa's doing a small variation. I'm tapering her off with certain things to ease her into this because it was hard when I first did it. Nobody told me like do the tapering. Like no one said it's best if maybe you want to cut down on sugar the week before. Like I just instantly stopped. Like there was no tapering. I instantly stopped caffeine. I instantly stopped coffee at the same time. And I thought I was not going to live. Like I was in some serious pain. All right. Here's another thing that I'm showing you. I got on sale. This was originally like $15.46. This is some thin boneless beef bottom round steak, thin cut. Now the thin cut one you could do like for a breakfast, or you could do what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in the foodie, the Ninja Foodie, and I'm going to attempt to make my own jerky. So jerky in the store, I used to love beef jerky, especially being on keto, low carb. I always went for beef jerky, but the problem is some brands have MSG in it, monosodium glutamate, and I can't use it. I cannot use it. Roman says no more TPU milk for now. For now. So yeah, so some of them have like monosodium glutamate, and that just you can't. For me, it doesn't do well for me. It gives me migraines, and I don't like the way that makes me feel. So I instantly stop. And then, of course, the last thing that'll help you is if you get like ground beef or if you get ground turkey, but get the higher fat content. I used to always go with the leaner cuts, the leaner amount of fat on there because I figured if I'm trying to lose weight, you're thinking, no, you shouldn't have more fat, you should have less. For this, it's the opposite. You should have more fat in your diet at least for one meal, and then the other meals, a little bit less, because then something will happen to you if you don't. You can look at my video that I have on the top. I explained to you why. But yeah, this one is 80% lean and 20% fat. So this is perfect. I won't eat this whole pack by myself. I will half this, and Alyssa will have half. I'll have half, and then I half my half for breakfast tomorrow with some eggs. So that's how you can use this. But what I did was I actually made something for you guys. Let's see. I don't know if I can share my screen. Let's see. Oh, I think I can. All right, let's see. I'm going to share this for you guys and just show you. This is what I made for you. I made a carnivore list of ingredients, and here on this list and slash ingredients, it's gonna, the first three boxes are gonna show you three recipes that are my go-tos that I've been eating while I've been on this diet, and it's actually helped me out. Let's see. Rover says also put some rice with breakfast. I can't have rice. Rover, this is just meat. But you can eat it with rice if you are not on carnivore. Yeah, it would be good with rice, but since I'm on carnivore, I can't eat the rice. We got Alan in the house. How are you? Alan says hi, Melody. Alan says hi, Rover and Joanna. Hope you are doing well today. If you're just now tuning in, welcome. My name is Melody Johnson. I'm over here showing just a few cool items of cuts of meat that I've purchased earlier this week. And I saved myself some money. And I also showed you guys how to spend at least up to $21 with eating meat on a budget. Yeah, because we know that these meats can be very expensive. But the key here is, remember, using those cheaper cuts of meat. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip. You can also fast, and fasting is pretty cool. In fact, now I only eat one meal a day. I don't feel the need to eat anything else because I'm staying hydrated and I'm drinking a ton of water. Let's see. Alan says he's doing pretty good. Good, Alan. I'm over here talking about um this carnivore diet, how you could do it on a budget, and I just showed how to do it for $21 for 1 week, and then how I was able to save on some of the meats I have back here that I've used. All right, let's see. Alan, roar, eat more meat. Rover says the rice will stretch meals out. You know what? It will, Rover. It will. But the only thing was my body wasn't reacting very well to the rice. It was actually spiking my blood sugar, and it was making my cravings very, very strong. Like I have it, I can't have sugar like that anymore because it just wasn't, my body wasn't processing it well, and I was just like straight up addicted to it. Like I just wanted candy all the time. Got 40 years old, wanting candy bars, wanting cakes, cookies, sugar in my coffee. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I have to be real careful, yeah, with what I eat. But I used to eat a lot of rice as a kid. My mom made arroz gandules, which, rice and beans she would make. And then the rice, I used to always want as a kid. I didn't want the beans. Never liked beans. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I still don't. I'm not a fan of beans still. Rover says, granted, rice does convert the starch into sugar. Yes. And so if it's converting the starch into sugar and you're already overweight, that's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard to lose that weight. It'll be like you're just bringing that back. So that's why I didn't eat the rice too much. But now I'm eating meat. So what I'm gonna do is when the stream is over, I actually am gonna give you this carnivore list slash ingredients that you can use for yourself if you ever feel like you want to have 3 meals on hand that's like ready and cheap, and also keeps you on carnivore. I've created a little list, and it has the list of ingredients in each of the first 3 boxes. Yeah. All right. So let me know if you got questions about keto. Go ahead and, not keto. If you got questions about the carnivore diet, let me know. But that was one of the reasons why I converted from the ketogenic diet over to the carnivore diet. Rover said, since mid slash last 70s, all right, I've only gained 10 pounds max. My weight has been between 125 to 135. Since late. Okay. I see what you mean. Since late. Uh, okay, since mid to late. Okay, last 1970s, only gained 10 pounds max. Okay. So that's great. You maintained it. That's something I was never taught. And it's something that I had to learn as an adult. And so that was really hard for me to be able to manage. But on the on the carnivore, it's like you eat as much as you want. There's no measuring, there's no weighing, there's no, let me, count calories, let me count carbs. There's none of that. In fact, there's no carbs in meat. So you're like, good, it's zero carbs. And also, I don't have to worry about logging something in every single day. The only thing I've been logging once a week is my weight. That's what I've been doing. I've been logging my weight. And then I do have a personal journal that I type up to see if I feel a little different, how I'm feeling with my hunger. And then also, it's to keep track of, am I eating because I'm hungry, or am I eating because it's just been a habit? So that's what I've been doing. Yeah. So, but that's cool that you've maintained your weight. But I wanted to show people a different way and how they could also be healthy as well. So that's why I went ahead and I started doing the carnivore diet, and it's been successful. It's been 21 days and still going. I'm going to keep doing it. It's recommended to actually do the diet for 90 days. And then after 90 days, one could think about, do they really want to keep doing it or not? I'm probably going to keep doing it, guys. But the thing is, it's like, do I want a piece of bread once in a while? I'm trying not to go back to that. But remember, I'm only 21 days in still. All right, let's see. Let's see. Grew up big boned, always played sports, so I wasn't out of shape, just full. Then after college, starting with pregnant and car wreck, okay, go to almost, you went up to 300, think around 28, 29, lost a whole person. Okay, I see what you mean. So Joanna, that's kind of like where I'm at. I was up there very close, but now I'm 12. I'm what, 17 and a half pounds less, and maybe even less than that. Um, yeah, I've lost 17 and a half pounds so far on this. So it's almost like a pound a day. Rover says, okay, maxed. I weighed 165 pounds in the military, and still I had 5 pounds to go to reach minimum weight for height and age, but felt slow and sluggish. I dropped over 30 pounds in less than 6 weeks. The military will get you in shape. They know, they know the tricks of the trade of how to slim a person down. I'm gonna be very frank with you. Being on this diet, I have not done anything but take a 5 to 10 minute walk every day. That's all I've been doing because I was just so tired and lethargic in the beginning. But I just bought a stepper. So I'm really excited about that. All right. Oh man, I'm sorry. Okay, so with that, so you had some tragedy going on, and then you gained weight. So that's what Joanna is saying. And she says, now I'm out of shape, just laid in bed for 2 years. Okay, so this sounds like it was a little bit of, you just having a hard time getting over that situation too. So yeah, a lot of that with food, that's a relationship that you have, right? Sometimes it's very different depending on your values and how you were raised. For me, it was, you had to eat everything on your plate. And I was forced to eat those vegetables. I was one of those kids where I will sit it out. Sit it out 3, 4 hours. I'd sit at the table and not eat the vegetables. I would eat the meat. I always ate the meat. So I figured maybe that's a little hint for me from back then. All right. Joanna says, awesome. My lowest was 110, 118 pounds. I haven't seen that weight since I was in middle school. And I'm not going down to that weight, but I would like to go down to 125. I think that would be a good between 125 and at least 140. That would probably be a good weight for me. Okay. You only left the house 2 times. Okay. You said you watched church online. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. What's Rover talking about? I'll I'll work you fit again. We just got some fun banter going on in the chat. Let's see. How old are you in height, Mel? Okay, so I am in my mid 40s, right? And I am 5'3". So the weight that I'm putting on, that is just too much. It's way too much. Yeah. Um, so I wanted to be able to tell you my weight at the very end because I have some screenshots that I wanted to share of me being able to like I got on a scale and then I entered it in my Fitness Pal app, and that's what's helped to keep me accountable with keeping track of that weight, and seeing the chart is really nice too. So having that visual is good. Yeah, so I'm in my mid 40s and I'm 5'3". All right. Joanna says 100 to 40 to 150 is what the doctor suggested. Okay, yeah, yeah. That on paper, on paper, the doctor says this. But like realistically, like, you gotta I want to say this so bad, but I know like 140, 150, it can be attainable. But sometimes, it's hard for some people. So if you're eating like still sugary things, if you're still eating certain vegetables that's causing inflammation, that's going to be really hard to reach. That's why I just gave up on these other diets and I went straight to the carnivore diet, because I feel like that's something that I can sustain for a long time. And so far, it's been really awesome. Cleo's been such a great support system. And he's been helping me out so much trying to figure out like what I want to eat before I go to a restaurant. So that's another thing you guys can do too. All right. Alan says, I want to get to 199. Me too. So I love that you said this. I love that you said this. I want to get to the same weight. I want to get to the same weight. So how do we do this? We got to be consistent. There's got to be some accountability, right? So I went ahead and I got this huge stepper from I got it online. I got a stepper machine and it has like these bands. So I'm going to start doing that while I'm talking to you guys, and you guys let me know in the chat, like, what do you think? Like, I want to start finding like workouts for that. And also I'm incorporating walking. So those are the two things that I'm doing. And then also I'm going to do simple hand weights. All right. So if you're under 50, 140 and 50 is what the doctor suggested. I don't know what the suggestion is now if you're in your 40s. I'm not sure about that. Okay, depending on your bone size, doctor is going to say 140, 150. I feel so. I feel that you are completely correct with that. Joanna says, I used that before. Oh, I'm saying don't try for 118. No, no, no. I'm not going to try that. That's going to be too much for me. I know my limits. So, Alan, I want to get to 199 too. We should have the 199 club. Let's see. Rover says, this is how much I should weigh with no age listed. 107 to 140.5. I'll say I would go for 140. I don't think I could do 107 though. That would be pretty rough. I mean, I like to eat every once in a while. But I'm going to tell you, I've been fasting a lot on this diet too. Because I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel great. No food. I don't need to eat anything. I feel full already from the night before. And all I want is the electrolytes. I want the water. So I start off, I drink a whole bottle of water as soon as I wake up. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll start sipping the next bottle of water. And then I'll start gradually throughout the hour, I'll sip a bottle of water. So that's how I've been doing it. But I have like a canteen that's 25 ounces. So I'm instantly getting that first hit of water when I'm first drinking it. And I know this is going to sound weird. I've been drinking my water at room temperature. I don't know if that's a thing. I heard from a friend. She told me that her grandmother told her that drinking room temperature water is easier to digest and it's good for your stomach. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. And so far I've been doing that for a week and I'm okay with it. And nothing too cold. Nothing too cold. Let's see. Rover is saying peanut butter and mayo snack time. Oh, it's so gross. The mayo and the peanut butter. I don't think I could have both of those. It's the texture is just so gross. Together, that would be gross. Okay, Joanna is saying yes. She's agreeing with what I'm saying with the water. And then she said cold water. And then Rover says cold water shocks your system. See, I had a feeling about that because in the beginning of um Carnivore, I was having like some indigestion issues. And I remember that day I had my tin was filled with ice and I was drinking the cold water and I think it was causing me some issues. So I stopped drinking cold water like that. And I just drink like kind of like room temperature water. And I'm okay with it. Yeah. It takes a little bit of time to get used to. But it's not like freezing cold. Like it's like room temperature. It's a good amount, like a good temperature for me. All right. So we talked about the height and the weight, but let's also talk about like why people want to do this. I've seen so many testimonial videos and I was just like there's no way that all of these people could be saying fibs about this diet. There's no way. I mean, there was one video I seen, and this is all on YouTube. I'm watching different creators, some doctors, some aren't, and they're just interviewing people that have been on the diet. This one woman was in a wheelchair, guys, and she ended up walking. I was like, wow. So that really like blew my socks off when I seen that. I was really surprised, but I was happy for her. Then there was another woman. She had like really bad rheumatoid arthritis and I believe she had lupus and that helped reverse some things for her. And then there was another person that was born with an irregular heartbeat, right? And they had also heart congestive failure they were diagnosed with, and all of that went away. And I'm like, I need to try that. I was like, when I seen that, I was like, I need to try that. Be right back. I need a coffee and a sandwich, peanut butter and mayo. Oh, that's how you get your protein in. That's a super protein sandwich. You've got your peanut butter and you've got your mayo since it's made out of eggs. So something that's been my favorite like cut of meat so far has been bacon. Like I've been on this bacon kick, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been kind of scared because bacon pops at my skin and I just don't like that. I gotta find something, some sort of screen to put over my pan because when that thing pops real hot, I mean, I already got it in there. I've got it sizzling. I've got it on the lowest temperature. I don't crank that thing up high. And so it's still popping, and I'm still trying to figure out why. But anyway, yeah, so that was our show for telling you all about how you can plan, save money, and eat like royalty on the carnivore diet. Let me know in the chat if you've got questions or comments about any of the content that I showed you, as I would love to be able to tell you about it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been pretty cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm just really happy that I've been able to lose that much weight. This is the hands down easiest diet I've ever had. The easiest. No tracking. I've only tracked so far some of my costs and I've tracked my weight. That's what I've tracked. All right. Joanna says, this is all trial and error. That's true. This is trial and error. You have to just test what works for you. It's not going to work for everybody. Like some people are like, heck no, I can't give up my vegetables. And I get it. Like some people are like, nah, man, I can't, give up the rice. I get it. But for me, I had to do that because, well, I'm a mom and I want to be there for my kids, and I'm a wife and I want to be there for my husband. I feel like I could help more people if I spread awareness about this. Um, and it would have just been real nice to be able to know about this information. If I knew about this earlier, it would have been great. Let's see. Joanna says, I will do a modified version starting this week. I will not give up coffee. You don't have to. So, for the carnivore diet, you don't have to give up coffee. I've heard from different experts. Some say, yes, give up coffee. And then some people say, no. I say you have to do what fits you. Like, if like the detox will be too much, just stick with your coffee. Yeah. Because I honestly couldn't even record that week. I don't think I live streamed that week either because I wasn't feeling good. So that's just, I'm letting you know the side effects are they're pretty harsh that week and a half. But if you can get through that, if you could just get through those first few weeks, like you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You'll feel good. I'm telling you. I got some brisket I may make tonight. Oh my gosh. That sounds so good. That brisket, I've never had brisket. But you know what I had for the first time today? That fresh roast beef. I've never had roast beef before. And today I went to a restaurant. It's called Golden Corral. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Golden Corral. It's great. Down here we have these buffets, right? And you go in, you pay your buffet, and they give you a drink and they give you your utensils, and you pick a table, you put your receipt on the table, and then you walk away and you grab a clean plate and you get whatever you want. Well, there is a steak line that this girl went to twice. I got steak, but then when I seen the roast beef, it was amazing. And I never knew how good meat could taste until I had roast beef today. And so now I'm so happy I got to try that cut of meat. Never had it before. And I've always had it as I've always seen it. I've had it as a sandwich as a kid, but I never had it fresh like this. And it was still like slightly, it was, I want to say like rare. It seems like it's rare. Um, but it tasted so good like that. I never thought I would eat meat like that, but it was delicious. Usually I say, well done. Now I'm like medium rare. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. And to me, the meat just tastes so much better like that. It feels soft, it feels chewy, and it just so good, so good. My mom used to make roast beef every Sunday growing up. Oh, that sounds so good. I bet you the house smelled so good, Alan, huh? Yeah, I used to love roast. I love that roast beef. I've never had it like that, so it was a good experience. Another thing that I've grown a liking to is prime rib tips. So I found a pack of prime rib tips for $3. Think it was like this was like the week before. I found it for $3 and it had four large hunks in there. And I instantly threw that in an instant pot. I seasoned that up with only salt because that's all you only need three things on this diet. You need water, salt, and meat. And you can have eggs, you can have butter. If you choose to have cheese, it has to be as a topping only. So you can't go around just drinking a whole bunch of gallons of milks or cups of milk because that's going to bring the weight back on, because you have lactose in it. That's a form of sugar that'll convert into a sugar in your body, and then you know what's up. You'll gain the weight back, or you'll start having the cravings really strong. So just use the cheese sparingly, like a topping. I use cheese still for when I make my beef bowls. And you like, what's a beef bowl? Beef bowl is ground beef, right? I have two eggs and they're over easy. the yolk is still runny. Like for me, that is so good. And then I have the cheese on top. Now I use white American cheese because the orange cheese, that's more processed. So I get the white American cheese and I slice it in half. That's the topping. Do I want to use the whole piece? Yes, I want to use the whole piece. Should I use the whole piece? No, because I don't want that to affect my weight gain. So I just take little bits and pieces and I savor it. And then I say, well, the next time I need to have some cheese, I got the other half in there. So yeah. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much how I make my beef bowl, and I've got the ingredients in here. I tell you, this is about the simplest type of thing that you could use. And here, I'll show you um, just kind of how I have the beef bowl that I was talking to you about. So if you notice here, I've got like the ground turkey, I've got Himalayan pink salt, I've got eggs and butter, of course, and then I've got Swiss cheese. The Swiss cheese can be on the bottom or the top, doesn't matter. Depends on what you want. Depends on what you want. But each of the first three that I have down here are the recipe ingredients, right? That you can use to make your own meals, and they're also like super cheap. Rover says, I'm back. I had to make a second pot of coffee. Oh my gosh. You know what I used to love bulletproof coffee. So the bulletproof coffee, you just put a little butter in it and you blend it and it would froth up, and it didn't taste bad. It actually tastes really nice. It was like very smooth. And that was how I also lost a lot of weight on keto. Because I would do those kind of things with my coffee too in the morning. That was when I would fast. I would fast the morning breakfast. Then sometimes I would have lunch. But I'm going to tell you, on the carnivore, it's just pretty much me being down to one meal a day because I only eat when I feel hungry. And something I've never done before was actually feel that hunger, because we've had scheduled meals. We had breakfast, we had lunch, we had dinner, which is a blessing. You know, so grateful for that. Didn't have to go hungry, skip a meal. But with this, I only need really one meal a day, and I'm good. Like, I'll just be thirsty. I'll need the electrolytes, which is, I just bought a box of this. I buy this, which is Element. Yeah. So I use Element, and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. I use this, and this has gotten me through I want to say the first week. Um, second week. Because the first week I was thinking to myself, I'm just gonna drink water. I didn't realize how important electrolytes were. And I I had told you guys on the last live when I was doing this, when I didn't have any electrolytes, I was having the migraines, I was having the constipation, and then the crampings in my legs and in my hands. And you'll know that you are dehydrated if you do this and it stays. See how my skin kind of pulls back? That means I am hydrated. So that's just a little hydration test that you can do for yourself. All right, Rover says, that is me also. I eat when I'm hungry, sometimes 6 times a day. So what I was doing was I was just eating at the meal times, but I was also snacking. And I don't snack on here. I don't snack. I only eat that one designated meal, and then I fast for the rest of the day. Now, I did fast for 2 days straight. Like, I had that one meal, and then the next day I didn't feel hungry, so I didn't eat. So I wasn't starving myself. I was just not hungry. And then the following day is when I felt like, okay, it's time to eat. And then I ate. So that's how I did that. Living here in the desert, dehydrated. You got to make sure you're hydrated. That's important. Yeah, with this, you've got to stay hydrated. If you don't, then you're not even going to be able to think clearly. Water is very helpful, especially if you have like ADHD. You've got to drink water. You got to stay hydrated. That helps with your attention. Yes, helps with your attention. So that's also going to help eliminate that fog when you're hydrated. But I noticed that when I didn't have all of those sugars and processed foods, that my body just felt so much better. I could pay closer attention to things, and then also I was able to do my work seamlessly. It was like I wasn't struggling to do my work anymore. So that's why I stopped eating those kind of foods. Yeah. So, guys, we are at the 50-minute mark. We're going to be doing another live stream. It's going to be next week. Let's see. I have this week, Wednesday and Thursday, I will be on Amazon Live. You know me, Everlasting Comfort. I will be there. And then that Saturday, I will have a live stream. And then we're going to have another live stream on Wednesday. We're going to have another live stream on Wednesday, the 15th. Okay. So I'll make sure that that's all sent out in the newsletter. I'm going to have a link in this particular live. I'm going to, for some reason, it goes private as soon as like I end the live stream. I just realized that from last week. So I'm going to make sure it's public. And I'm going to put a link in the description for you so you can grab the carnivore list, the budget friendly carnivore list, so that way you can use it for lots of different things. When I would walk to a friend's place at the time, 5, 6 miles away, you would take water with you. That's important. If you didn't take water, then you'd be very dehydrated. Let's see. Joanna says you need a notification. So in the newsletter, I'm going to put links for that. I hope that helps you guys out when I do that. And then also, I'm going to put them in my stories and Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you should. You should, because I post there as well. So I'm just going to give you a little look at my page real quick. This is Sizzle Serve Yum. Just know that it is a little bit different looking, as this one has an extra M at the top for the Instagram account. But this is me. So you can this is going to change too. I just changed what was on our YouTube channel for us. But you can see I'm starting to go into carnivore now. I got my post here and I got my post here. This one makes me laugh. This one, if you guys need to go there and like that, tell me what you think of that one. I figured, I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to realize that. We've got Nightly Stars here. Nightly Stars, how are you? Is that Sammy? It sounds like it might be Sammy, or it's just Nightly Stars. How are you? Hope you're doing good. So we're over here talking about how to budget yourself on a carnivore diet. So I just showed everybody how I managed a carnivore diet for $21 a week. Rover says, but if needed, I could do it without extra water. Oh my gosh, you'd be like on the side of the road, like, please give me water, please, please. Let's see. Nightly says, yes, Sammy, I'm fine. Good, good. I'm glad you're doing good, Sammy. Yeah, we were just talking about food. And you know what? I want to ask you guys, who likes bacon? Let me know who likes bacon in the chat, because that seems to be like one of my favorite foods now. Yeah, bacon is one of my favorite foods. Um, I'm telling you, I get so excited when I know that I'm making this for breakfast. And I also make sometimes my breakfast for dinner, because the dinner that I have for breakfast, sometimes I swap them out. I do. Sometimes I have it for breakfast, sometimes I have it for dinner. Let's see. Yes, that is Sammy. That is Sammy. Let's see. Rover says, I'm a tough old goat. You said on pizza. Yeah, I can't. I love the smell of pizza, but I am not eating goat on pizza. There's a pizza place near me, and it's got some really, like, I don't know, like there's a whole bunch of stuff they put on it, and I'm just like, it's not for me. Yeah. But the one that my son works at, they have some good pizza. Yeah. Joanna's not feeling that. So we've so far I've been doing good on this. It's been 21 days, 17 and a half pounds in 21 days. I think that is wonderful. Um, I think that I'm going to be able to hit a goal. I had a goal with my son, Jason. I said I wanted to lose um, some, I wanted to lose like at least 10 pounds a month. That was the goal. Just 10 pounds a month. I was like, it's not stressful. I think it's an attainable goal I could reach. And as each day goes by, I remind myself, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to feel comfortable in my own skin. And I want to be able to go outdoors and do certain things. Like I want to go on my walks. I want to do some hikes. And I also want to start playing pickleball. So all of these activities require you to be like a little bit lighter on the feet, so you can be a little bit fast or you can not feel as tired. And plus, we all want to be around for a while, we want to be around a little bit longer. So we got to take care of our health. So, yeah, let me know if you've got any questions in the chat. But if not, well, we will definitely see you, like I said before. It's going to be May, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. May 8th and 9th. So, May 8th and May 9th is our Amazon live stream. Okay. So May 8th and May 9th is our Amazon live stream. And then you're going to see me that Saturday, May 11th. Okay. That's going to be on YouTube. And then you're also going to see me on Wednesday. Hold on. May 15th. So you've got definite dates there. The times I'm going to start putting on the Amazon live streams. For the Wednesday one, that's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for May 9th for Amazon, that's going to be at 1 o'clock. So we have those two times for this week. Of course, our Saturday one, that's flexible. I usually like doing that in the afternoon. So probably have it about the same time, probably 6 o'clock. Let's see. Sizzle serve yum. Yes, Wednesday, May 15th. Oh, Rover says, oh, FYI, Everlasting Comfort is on now. Yeah, we're going to wrap it up in a second. But I wanted to be able to show you just how you could do the carnivore diet on a budget. Be sure, guys, if you have not done so already, to like the video, and also be sure to like this live stream. This does help me out. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. And of course, I always appreciate when you guys show up to all of these live streams, because this does encourage me to keep spreading the word about this amazing diet. Let me know in the comment section before we go what you want to know more about. We're definitely going to be doing our fitness plan once a week. So I'm going to start doing my stepper, and that's going to help me to be able to burn more fat. And I'm going to just try to find simple ways that you guys can burn fat, and you can also feel good eating, not feeling like you're depriving yourself. And of course, maybe I'll share my budget of the week with you guys if that's something you're interested in. Alan says, thanks for sharing with us. You are so welcome, Alan. You are more than welcome. Always grateful to be able to do that, show up for you guys. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for showing up. And of course, I will see you on the next live stream. That's going to be May 8th. And we will, of course, see each other again soon. So you'll see a new video from me this week about something else. Okay, so just watch out for that one. All right, love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Let's see. Alice says my brisket will be done soon. Shares with everyone. Thank you so much. I can't wait to get that recipe from you. Take care. Bye.